A shocking 20-page report has been completed into sexual relationships at the Vergne Police Department. Some happening while officers were on duty and at work.
Doing something while you're at work, I mean, for everybody else who goes to work, we're held to that same standard.
Jerry Howell says he was in disbelief when first reading the report and wants changes from city leaders. The investigation says Mayor Jason Cole got the first tip about the relationships.
It's just bad. It's like a stain, I guess.
We requested an interview with Mayor Cole, but was told he was not willing to talk on camera. Instead, he released a statement saying in part, "We will be retraining all of our employees in the rules, regulations, and expectations set forth by city leadership."
It'll be a wake-up call for Vergne, but also a wake-up call for our police department to take care of themselves.
Keith Bice says he would like to see the community step up and help oversee the police department.
Just a couple of bad apples does not make the whole bunch bad.
Police Chief Chip Davis talked about exactly that in his statement released this afternoon, saying in part, "We understand this will take time and diligence from our command staff and officers to repair the honor and integrity of our department."
Salute, and welcome to class, guys. How y'all doing today, man? That's good to see that y'all doing great, guys. Hit that like button. Keep in mind that that's how you pay your school tuition. We don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, or emotions. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense, and we do not complicate that, guys. And y'all see where we at, guys. We in the school, but we over here in the library section. We waiting for the librarian to pull on up. Candace Owens, she chimes in today, and she gives her 1 and 2 on this situation. Y'all all heard about the Tennessee boss, the wild Tennessee girl cop going wrong. I said Tennessee boss. I'm trying to substitute words, but y'all know, guys. I hate to use the.
I don't like to use the H word, but let's just say you've been sleeping around.
Abso-freaking-lutely, guys. Let's get on into the content, man.
There were so many stories that were in the news over the weekend that were on par with exactly what we're discussing. And I'm sure you guys saw this one about the Tennessee cops gone wild. I think it's the only way to describe it. Cops gone wild, particularly a woman named Maegan Hall, 26-year-old of the Vergne Police Department in Tennessee, who was recently fired after a probe found out that she engaged in sexual relationships with multiple officers. Wait, it gets better. Maegan Hall performed oral sex on colleagues while on duty, had affairs, and proposed threesomes with another officer and his wife, and whipped off her bikini at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party. Colleagues on second shift also noted Hall's drinking and harbored fears about her mental health. They reported that she had unloaded her weapon and dry fired the gun at her head so she could hear what it sounded like, and she admitted not.
Yeah, that was her mental health right there, Candace. She was messing with a godly man. You know what I mean? And she had whole tendencies. She had Jezebel tendencies. She was all of Lilith, so she was fronting. That's enough to make you go into mental illness. Yep.
Reporting that to anybody. Long story short, she then claimed that she was in an open marriage and she tried to recruit her sheriff's deputy husband of 4 years, Jedidiah Hall, that's her husband, for swinging sessions. But apparently her husband is clean cut. Jedidiah is actually the son of a pastor, and he was not really on board and instead confronted his wife of 4 years for cheating, according to the report. An update to that story is that the husband essentially said that he wanted to work on their marriage despite this scandal. And
now, what the hell is wrong with that fool, man? What the hell would be wrong with that fool? Who?
They say something to you? Listen to me. Hey, listen to me. Hey, shut the fuck up. Who taught you how to be this stupid? Were you fucking born this way? You're fucking kidding me.
Absolutely, guys. Like, why would you want to? I don't understand. And see, this be that shit right here where you get and stay in them toxic relationships because you done rode the chick out to all your family members and all your friends. And bro, this lady, she took one for the whole team. The whole team.
And it doesn't sound like they are going to get a divorce. And this kind of led to a very big debate online, namely, by the way, with Michael Knowles, not only just a colleague, not only just a podcaster and show host here at the Daily Wire, but also the godfather to my sweet little baby girl, Louise. And Michael and me have a different perspective on this. And so we're going to fight Michael. Okay, so Michael tweets this. First, somebody tweets at him and says, Michael, is this a good enough reason for a divorce? This is not a troll. It is a question. I am being sincere. And the reason I was going to...
And see, this is a great conversation that we also had over here on the channel. Me and La, we was going at it. We was going at it. We still ain't finished that debate. But this is that same debate right here. See, Candace, she got more of my view on this whole thing. And La, she got more of Candace's Godfather's point of view, guys. See? But we could get that thing out. We're gonna have to go to that book and we're gonna have to bring it down. We're gonna have to break it down.
Michael is obviously a very faithful Catholic, and he says the church does not believe that there are any grounds for a divorce, and he is correct that is the Catholic Church's teachings. Michael Knowles responds to that individual, and he says, strange as it may sound to our modern culture, nope, he does not believe that this is grounds for a divorce. Her having sordid sexual romps with her colleagues and having threesomes against the desires of her husband. I'm just going to say, as a side, I think the husband is lying and saving face by saying that he wasn't really on board. I think clearly they were in some sort of open arrangement, because if you were not on board with this at all, and then you found out that your wife was sleeping with multiple men in the department and having threesomes, you would definitely not say it's time to move on from this scandal and we're going to work on our marriage. You would be absolutely livid. You would fly into a rave. I mean, there are stages of grief and stuff. And the fact that he's just like, oh, let's just move on, and I'm not really on board, seems a little shady to me. But to Michael's commentary, that it is not grounds for a divorce. I tried to understand it, because as you guys know, I'm not Catholic, I am Protestant. My husband is as deeply faithful in the Catholic faith, in his Catholicism, as Michael Knowles, and they're great friends. And I asked him, like, what is Michael talking about? This sounds so crazy to me.
At the end of the day, Candace, when it comes to this topic and a lot of topics, you know what I mean? Even when it comes to the Bible, you're going to have to interpret it through the context that you see it, and you believe what you want to believe. You believe what it is, and you live with the results of your belief. You know what I mean? It ain't even no argument. You know what I mean? You believe what you want to believe, and you live with the results of what it is that you then took into your Holy Spirit, which is your subconscious mind.
And obviously, it's not biblical. In Matthew's, it very clearly states in the Bible, except for adultery, right? And Michael kind of used this to be pish-posh Protestantism and very new age. And I think what he's getting at, and what I'm hoping he's getting at, is that the Catholic faith would say that this is grounds for an annulment. And my husband said, yes, this would be grounds for an annulment, right? Which in the Catholic faith means that the marriage never existed. So you can go and you can get your marriage annulled, and basically you're just saying, actually, this marriage never took place, which would then allow you to become remarried. And so I think what he has a fundamental disagreement with is the concept of divorce, which is a bit different, and which I think we can all agree is fickle. You can just, as we mentioned earlier in this episode, you can just divorce somebody on the grounds that you were 20 minutes late to work. Like, you were stuck in some traffic, maybe grab a Starbucks, and you can say, I'm divorcing this person. And the Catholic faith protects against that, because in order to get your marriage annulled, which would mean that you're allowed to get married again, you'd have to have a legitimate reason. My husband is beating me. My wife just had an affair with 6 of her colleagues at work. Again, I hope that's what Michael Knowles means. I hope it doesn't mean that it's not even grounds to want out, or to want the marriage to be annulled whatsoever.
And that's my take. Like, what are y'all saying? So what are you promoting? Are you promoting that the Bible say that you stay in a toxic situation. Because the Bible don't tell you that. Oh, hell no. Where it say that at? Where do it say that you stay in a toxic situation just because you got married? You just jumped out there and got married, and that's what he said you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, you're supposed to get married. So, like, you see what I'm saying? Y'all gotta, those of y'all with the other side of the argument, y'all gotta come on now with it. It don't make sense.
We are out to Michael Knowles. I went out to his people. Turns out his people are my people, so it wasn't hard to get in touch with him. But he's actually traveling to Europe today, so we were not able to have him on the show to discuss. But I do disagree. I think that this man should end his marriage with her, and I think it's very important to acknowledge that there are some reasons to end a marriage, because if you are saying the opposite,
oh, it's true. It's damn true.
and you're saying that
it's true. It's damn true.
He's beating you in the face day in and day out, if he's beating your children day in and day out, and on top of that, he's cheating on you with 7 women, then what you're saying is that it's just a label that you wear for the rest of your life, and actually the vows that you take have absolutely no meaning. The vows that you take in front of your friends and family and under God mean nothing. It's just all about just staying in it no matter what, even if you're living in separate homes. And so I know that is not what Michael Knowles means, and I would hope that he would think that this is grounds for an annulment. We will see what Michael Knowles thinks, because I'm sure he'll hear this and then he'll get back to me on his show, and we'll just keep talking via our shows.
Thank you and salute to you, sis. You know how we feel about you over here. We love and appreciate you over here.
You could trust Love Dorsey, Candace Owens, but I wouldn't trust the rest of them.
And that's a whole fact, y'all. So y'all wrap up, strap up, do not play with your life, and please drink responsibly, guys. 2 videos is gonna pop up so you continue your viewing experience over here at the School of Common Sense. I'll check y'all later.